Hey guys, welcome to Michelle's Opinions. Sorry I'm a little late. Things happen. I kind of want to expand a little bit about what I was talking about earlier on the paradigm shifts. And let me see what's going on here. I know it takes a little while for the notifications to go out that I'm actually live, so we'll give everybody a few moments to come in. And while that's going on, I want to talk about some channel changes that I made to my homepage. The people that I'm interviewing are going to be listed off to the side under my Divine Family interviews. Well, it's called my Divine Family. So people who I've interviewed, if you're interested in them or wanting to find their channels, they will be conveniently listed there for you. I went ahead and listed the ones that are being interviewed this week because some of them have books that they have written and all of the information to purchase their books and things like that will be available to you. Now, the featured channels is below the row of videos on my channel. So all of the featured channels are listed there. And if you use the arrow to the side, you can see everybody listed there that I recommend that, you can go and check out for yourselves and see, what resonates with you. And, I know that I'm not for everybody, but the message is so important. And it's more important that we work together and get this message out. So I want to make it so I had so many that I was referring, it was putting it on shuffle. And, I want to make sure that you have access to the very people that I have access to help you along with what's going on with you. So I was talking earlier in my video about the paradigm, as we are each a flower of life. And we got into the terms of affect with an A and effect with an E, and the differences between each of those. What I do, my effect that I have can cause an effect on other people around me. As you can see behind me now, I have a much more complicated flower of life, more quantumly entangled, more of us involved here. See all the beautiful colors. You can see how it's intertwined with each other. And, when we talk about quantum entanglement and how we actually do affect each other, and by our actions, our thoughts, the things we say, the emotions we put out, how it affects other people who love and care about you or that you spend time with. Guys, this is just an amazing time to be alive, to understand who and what we are and what we're capable of doing. I know that the left side of our brain is always going, why? We want to know why, instead of just being. But you'll get to a point, guys, that the whys won't matter and you will just be. You'll be present in the moment, enjoying your experiences and expanding. It's just such a beautiful thing. Let me pull it up so I can see the chat on my homepage. So let's see how I do that. In my channel. And it should pull it up. There it is. Okay. You need to mute me. Hey, Latoya. Hey, Transmissions Forever. Glad you guys are here. So I also want to talk about spell breaking. Now, there's some really interesting things going on that are being revealed to us as we are all seeking, whether you're coming from a Christian background, it doesn't really matter what country, what culture, none of that seems to matter. We're all moving along at this pace. And, as we're moving along and breaking through these spells, or, so to speak, we're lifting people around us up, gently up with us. Some people say that they suffer ascension symptoms, headaches, body aches, dizziness. That's okay. Sometimes we manifest those just so we know we're on the right path. It seems to me that the number synchronicities is my little tool. They've been off the charts today, guys. 444, 555, 111, those 1111s. Yeah. Hi, Bob. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. There's a book called Honoris, okay? And in that book, it's got the 27 spells in it, that like the Egyptians knew, and it was very much buried and encoded. And it talks about, if you want a love spell, you put your intentions into the wine and have the one that you love drink the wine. If you're wanting to do a binding spell, you take it with your intentions, you wrap something up and you bury it into the ground. Anyways, these very interesting things have been revealed and they're in that book. Now, I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I'm just telling you what I found in my research. What I've come to discover is, and if you've listened to any of my other videos, is if you think you need gizmos and gadgets, then you will need gizmos and gadgets. The universe is always speaking to us, always guiding us along, always moving us along. So if I'm thinking somebody's meaning me harm, and let's say I take an object and then I wrap it in the twine, actually what I'm doing is I am really focusing on the person that's trying to do me harm while I am doing this action. And then by putting it into action, I am causing an effect with an A that will cause an effect to them. Now, do I need to actually take that object and wrap it with that twine to do a binding spell on somebody that I think is trying to do me harm? I'm asking you guys, what do you think? Do you think we need to do that? Do you think in order for us to accomplish the things that we want to do to the greatest good of mankind, that we need to use objects and things that are manifested here for us? Hi, Kat. How are you? I'm going to do something for you guys just for a little laugh. Let's see if this is the right one. There we go. This is for my good friend. Just thought I'd give you guys a little giggle since this is kind of a deep and dark subject tonight. So, yeah. I didn't see it come in on my homepage. There we go. Oh, okay. I understand. Yeah, there's a little lag. Okay, transmissions forever. I have worked, which is my consciousness. Now all force. You get it. That's right. Transmissions forever. What? And let's see. We got somebody new. Summoners Wars Strategies. Welcome. Spada. My gosh, are you just a multiple personality? Okay. As you guys can see, I did a video about this. I had a really good time. I was swimming and my husband came and brought this, and this just warmed my heart. I have a really good friend, and yeah, I'm sure you guys can appreciate the humor in that. And let me take him back off the spot. Okay, earlier, let's see if this is it. Okay, yeah. Earlier today, I did a video that was called Paradigm, okay? And I was talking about how we are the flower of life. There we go. Okay. It's a few second delay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. This would be considered me, okay? What the background is, that's me. That's my flower of life. And all of those intertwining circles are the people that surround me and how I affect them with the effects that I put out. Like a ripple effect. You throw a pebble in the water and it ripples out. Okay. So when you look at this as you. This is you. And all those interlocking circles are all different people that are involved in your life that are affected by the decisions and things that you do. This can be placed upon anybody, all of us. Okay. And that would be, this is a simplistic one to tell you the truth, even though it looks complicated with all the intertwining circles and the ripple effects. But you realize that each one of those also has one of these in it, and they layer out and they broaden out and they stack and they overlap. It's an infinite paradigm. So we'll go back to the more complex one with the vivid colors and stuff for you guys. Because as time goes on, as we're seeing how we are all interconnected, that is what it is. We are, just layered upon layered, quantumly divided, fractaled out individuals having a unique experience that we have manifested here. We manifest in the spiritual and we experience it in the physical. And as we're becoming aware of who and what we truly are, it's life-changing information. You do start to take into captivity negative thoughts and put them out of your mind because you realize, because like I say often, in the micro, it will reflect around you in the macro. It's such a beautiful understanding. See, many years doing focused meditations. Okay, Yes, transmissions forever. That's really love is where we will create the most from our heart. And what I've noticed in when you create from your heart rather than your mind, you actually get them lined out. You're not looking for money in my pocket or a new Porsche in my driveway. And a heart-centered creation is going to provide plenty where people are trying to say there's lack. That everybody's needs are met and most of their wants. Where you see people are going after their passions rather than forced to go do a job to punch a clock just to pay their bills. I'm telling you guys, when this happened in 2012, everything looked upside down and backwards. And it's taken me a real long time to feel like, to even bust through the bubble to come out here and share what I have learned with you guys. So by you guys being here, you're helping me overcome my fear of public speaking and, putting myself out there. But the message is so important. It is so important for everybody to know how divine each and every one of us are, and to remove that doubt. I was talking about the 27 spells in that old Egyptian book. Well, apparently the church did all that they could to bury that knowledge. So they knew it, but now what is some of the things in Christian doctrine? It says to stay away from that stuff. Don't touch it. Don't do this or you're going to go and burn in hellfire, right? They use fear. And when somebody is using fear to try to keep you in control, that should send off bells and whistles, okay? Now, even though in this book of the 27 spells of, spells of power is what they're called. Let me make sure I got that right. Yes, 27 spells of power decoded in that book called Honorus, Honorius. So if you're looking to purchase the book, it is out. And like I said, I'm not trying to sell anything here. I'm just trying to tell you my findings through some research. about the binding spells. Yeah, if you think you need to do that, if you think you need to do a ritual, do the ritual. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I'm just telling you that you'll get to a point where you don't need that. You'll just be able to repel those things automatically because you are so self-aware with understanding who and what you are that you'll understand the limitless potential in everybody. Now, we're not meant to all be automatons. I talk about that often too. How boring this place would be if we're all robotic. I look at the old paradigm ways of punching that time clock and doing that boring job just to get the paycheck, to put the food on the table and stuff. That's more automaton to me. That's more, in submissive position of, doing as you're told and not letting your divine light shine. What I'm here to try to do is break programming. I want to try and show you the door out of the prison that we have placed ourselves into, but it is in our mind. Okay, you guys did binding prayers at church, right? Because, and when I'm talking about a binding prayer, most people are thinking like possession or demons trying to get you and things like that. Let me tell you guys something. The only thing that we need protection from is from other people's affecting us. You can be trying to create something, but somebody else in your life can be actually contradicting that and getting in your way, because we buffer each other as we overlap in this, the way that like I showed you, the simplistic tree of life, which actually looks pretty complicated, is each and every one of us. And then you stack them up on a quantum level. We got 7+ billion people on the planet now. That's a lot of people manifesting and then walking through it. And when they put out newscasts or, and even doctrines, and they get people to believe those things, guess what? They manifest it. It happens. It happens because they believe it. And since they believe it, they're creating it. And then it ends up reflecting out in the outside world. What I see happening now with the confusion and the chaos going on is it seems like a lot of people are going through their inward battle, then coming out, getting ready to come out the other side. Best way for me to describe it is the confusion that I was in when this all first started. Like I said, everything looked backwards and upside down. Drove myself mad because I'm sitting there thinking everybody knew this and everybody just taught me wrong. It was a horrible feeling, guys. Absolutely horrible. But then as time has gone on, the truth has come out, and I can see that nobody taught me wrong. People taught what they knew, and what they knew is what they taught. It's not that they didn't try to deliberately hurt me or deceive me. So when we're looking at, things that are happening to us or that are affecting us, it's because other people around us are putting out effects that are affecting us. Okay, transmission forever, let's see. Yes, that the Bible does mention to do all and retain the good. Yes, retain the good. Think on good things. Go from your heart. And let's see. I saw that from Sub. Thank you, Sub, for modding the stream. I appreciate it. The great illusion is that you will never project yourself by any spell. You just live in fear and not love in the heart. Okay. And I did a play on words. I'm never trying to step on anybody's feet here, but you know, we pronounce it gospel, right? But it really sounds really close to God spell. Just think about it, guys. Don't hold judgment or anything. Just use discernment. Because when Christ said, when he sets you free, you're free indeed. I tell you, I follow Christ. If you've watched any of my previous videos, and I am free. I am free, and I am stretching my wings, and I am learning to fly. And all I want to do is to share what I know with you, because I know the more you know, the better and better this place will be. The more of us that become self-aware and realize these very truths within us. Oh my gosh, you guys, just start creating in your mind a perfect paradise. Just start focusing on it. What would you create? What color would the leaves be on the tree? What color would the fruit be? You want rainbow colored fruit? Imagine it in your mind and just keep on meditating, praying, and thinking on these good things and watch it come into fruition. Test all things. Hey, Candy Apple, welcome. I love seeing new people very much. I love it. You just staying for a bit? That's fine. I usually like to keep these like an hour or under. So trying to, make myself more available to people because, as this channel grows, I want to get to know each and every one of you because it's so important, the equality that everybody has. And it's so important that you realize your limitless potential and remove all the doubt. Don't listen to what the world is trying to tell you at this point. Seek from within. Find good people that are going to lift you up instead of pull you down. That makes a huge difference too. Hey Lee, how are you? Quantum Affected Life. Yes, you guys, and I did talk about the channel maintenance in the beginning. When you go to my channel, the people that has been interviewed, you will see them under the My Divine Family channels. Makes them easier, more easy for you guys to access them and their channels. Not everybody I interview has a channel, and that's okay. And then below my videos is the featured channels with an arrow over button. And so you can arrow over to look at the other channels that I put that are featured there that, that could help you come to the understanding. We all, have our different flavors. We all have our different ways. The universe talks to each of us individually and in such a beautiful way that it's divine. I often tell you guys, we're met where we're at, and then we are brought along. So don't worry about anything. Don't worry if you're holy enough. Don't worry about if the world thinks you're holy enough. Don't pick up burdens that aren't yours to carry. Seek from within. Go into meditation. Talk to people who are going to lift you up and help you to find yourself. I want to break the programming. I'm trying to get people set free. I try to put the tools out there. I try to give you my testimony. It was over 6 years of me going hot and heavy out with dreams and visions and prophecies and speaking in other languages and all this woo-woo stuff going on. But it became such a part of our life. My husband is so used to it now that that's just how we are now. That's where we operate. And now, instead of worrying about how we got the swimming pool in the backyard, we just already envisioned it there. We envisioned what we wanted it to look like. And now it's back there. It's like that, guys. Instead of worrying about the nuts and bolts and all the little details, and oh, I can't do that because I've got this obstacle, or I can't do that. We need to just set all that aside. Let your right side of the brain raise up to the left side and allow your creativity to flow, and let the logic side, the left side, walk through and have the experience with the senses. Make sure you guys are, if you're just popping by, that you subscribe and hit the bell. I've got some really great interviews coming up this week, and I've also done some really great interviews. So, and I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Does anybody have any questions on that Egyptian spell book? Wow, what a find that was. And, all these things that we're not supposed to touch, think about it, guys, as we're removing these filters, these things in these books, they're not unhealthy for you. Case from Everyday Master said it best when he said, there's nothing here that can hurt you. Once you get that into your mind, you realize that the food that you're eating for the pleasure of taste, if you smoke cigarettes, not going to hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. The only thing that can hurt you is if you think it will hurt you, you'll manifest it. I figured that out by watching advertisements for new medications they were putting out. And they put out, if you're having this symptom or that one or this one or that one, and then all of a sudden they're selling a bunch of this medication because they just had those people manifest those symptoms in their body, run off to the doctor, and purchase that medication. So those advertisers did their job, right? Hi, Summoners War Strategies. How are you? Okay. Candy Apple, are you talking to people in the chat, or are you talking to me? I'm going to repeat the book that has been the Book of Lilith. That was another thing I wanted to bring up. Even with Christianity and Judaism, remember King Solomon, and he was able to command the demons and all this, and he worked with that. So what happened between then and now where everything became so taboo? This control system that we've been put under, the boot on our neck, so to speak. I'm here to try to get the boot off your neck for you to realize how divine and wonderful each and every one of us are. We're our own worst enemy. The doubt that we sow into our mind, the doubt from other people around us. When you're trying to create or manifest for the first time, and you're trying, and I tell you guys, test all things. What you should do is start with something small. Tell no one about it. Start imagining on it, praying on it, meditating on it. Don't worry about how you're going to get to there. And don't make it something so outlandish either. Make it something very simple, but that you would get a confirmation out of it. And watch it come into fruition. And then you'll be able to say, wait a minute. There's something to that crazy girl on Michelle's Opinions. She's got something to say that she's trying to share. I promise you guys, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't done myself, tested myself. I have a lady, I don't know if she's still in this stream. Toya, are you still hanging out in the chat? If you are, say hey. But she knows that I was, on a cane, and that she knows I was about to get into a scooter chair. And now, no cane, no scooter chair. I'm walking. I've lost a lot of weight. I feel great. A swimming pool now in my backyard, which I've shown you guys because I've done a lot of videos outside. My backyard is my little paradise. I love swimming. I love being in the water. That's where I get my alone time, my communication time. Um, and each of us are different, you know. There's things that are manifested so that we know we're on the right track. We may be manifesting ascension symptoms. We may be manifesting headaches, body aches. Um, Most, if not all of us, have ringing in the ears. I can hear up to 3 tones at one time. It's just an amazing thing. Now, and I'm going to remind you guys, I have a Christian background. I was raised Christian. And throughout this whole transition I have been through, I held on to Christ. I am following where he is leading me. I am not going anywhere that he's not taking me. So, and I'm not telling you that that's the way for you. I'm telling you that's how I found my freedom. That's how I found the keys to unlock that jail cell. That's nice. Your place is nature. Yeah. And, you know, and nature will talk to you. I get talked to with synchronicities all the time. I'll think about something. I'll have a conversation with my husband, and then later on, I will hear the same conversation through somebody else. My quantum affected life, I had put up a video about on Mother's Day, that heavy energy. And, you know, guys, it's hard to realize that we function in that energy. It's so foreign to me now. It's like, oh my gosh. But she had the same thing happen. And then I had a very active dream night and got the answer. And it is, you know, and she did a video about deja vu too. And then I was talking about another one about the Matrix. You know, is it the same cat? Is it that same black cat? If so, there's a change in the Matrix. Look at the Mandela effect, guys. Things changing all around us all the time. How's that possible? I know there's people trying to do the research to find out the why. They got to make the logic. They're still lifting that left side of the brain up higher than the right side. But what I've noticed through my testimony and my journey was they had to be in balance with each other. You know, I have the left side of my brain so that I can function and I can experience. I have the right side of my brain so that I can create. And that's what they would call the feminine side would be the right side, the male side, the left side, you know, and we couple up male and female, and that makes one. I read all these things in the Bible, and I'll tell you guys, it has a lot more to do with getting in harmony and in balance in ourselves rather than finding that man to marry. You know, in my case, it's so parabolic. Sorry. The book is so parabolic and so beautiful now that I have the eyes to read it as it's a book of the human condition and our beautiful transformation that each and every one of us are going through. There's a whole book dedicated in the Bible to numbers. So us seeing all these number synchronicities, what? What do I think about spiritual warfare today? Okay, with spiritual warfare today, a lot of times what I see, and I'll give you an example, Seth. It was around 2013, and I was watching some pastor, and he was preaching and talking, and actually, this isn't the harsh taskmaster that I've referred to in earlier videos. This guy was very gentle, very sweet, his heart, you know, just really gentle. But we're all confused at times, okay? Well, he was convinced that a Jezebel spirit, somebody with a Jezebel spirit was attacking him. And he put it out there in the videos, and he was, you know, trying to do his thing and give his testimony. And then the next thing he did, he videoed, and his closet was destroyed. And my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, wow, he manifested that because he believed it. he truly, authentically believed that he had somebody with or a Jezebel spirit attacking him, he manifested something in his own home and then videoed it. And us as an observer, we were able to see the very power and divinity in him, and that he was able to manifest such a thing as for that to happen to him. Thank you, Candy Apple, for stopping by. I hope that you liked what you've seen and that you come back. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Does that answer your question, Sup? I think that the warfare that we fight is inner. It's an inner battle as we're struggling to get to know who and what we are. It can feel like a horrific battle that we are going through, and it's difficult. And I'll be the first one to tell you guys, it's not an easy journey. It was not easy on me at all. What is making my heart raise up with such happiness is that I'm hearing about people that wake up in or see like the Mandela effect in 2016 and are just zooming right through what has taken me almost 7 years of just diligent seeking, praying, and I didn't watch TV or anything for over a year. I spent time in prayer and meditation, but it all matters on how much we've got up here that's blocking us from understanding who and what we are. Oh, I got you. Okay, transmissions. I got you, Candy. Thank you. Yes, and I think Transmissions Forever is already subscribed, and I appreciate everybody subscribing and showing so much love. It's so nice, and it also helps me keep. I'm trying to take the pulse on where people are at, where we're at as a whole, and by the response that I'm getting, it's showing me, oh my gosh, we're getting it. People are getting it. We're understanding our abilities. And just, I see where we're all holding hands together, creating a beautiful paradise world. It's coming. It's like, for me, I'm walking in it now. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting on a rapture. I'm not waiting on an event, because the event happens to us at different times, the big event, and then we start progressing along, and then we start creating a beautiful paradise world together. The competition and jealousy, all those things, they fall away. We just stop worrying about them. Now, I have problems with that. I still worry about, I worry about how my actions, which would be my affect other people. But I think I'm going to hold that quality, because I don't think it's good for me just to trudge on forward without looking back, because I care so much about other people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to leave them in my wake, so to speak. I don't want to walk over people. I see in everybody's eyes this unlimited potential that we all have. It's just a matter of mistaken identity. And once we get to know, we remember, something that's been lost over time is coming back into our remembrance. And, you guys, and this is in the Bible too, it tells us to follow the water bearer. Well, guys, we're phasing out of Pisces and we're going into Aquarius. So that's the water bearer, guys. And that's actually the golden age. So, what a time to be alive, that we spent time in duality. So we understand that, we have that experience. And now we're able to come in on to this dawning of a new age and get this new concept and get to partake in actually both sides. It's just a beautiful thing. Well, I'm glad that you already are subscribed. You're trying to figure out how you found me in the first place. Oh, well, you just got lucky. Divine appointments. That's another. I believe in divine appointments. That you will run into the right person at the right time that's saying the right thing just for you. That's, my motto is synchronicities, synchronicities. I come across them all the time. I love synchronicities. My heart leaps when I see synchronicities. You guys have any questions about that? You want me to spell that book title again? It's Honor. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put it in the chat. I'll just type it in here for you guys. Okay. That's another reference point that you can look at is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And in that book, and also in the book, Solomon, the Book of Solomon, you guys, well, that's one thing I've noticed is that the information that has been hidden away from us is now coming out in the open also. So that will help a lot of people gain the understanding of who and what they are. And I'm not going to tell you that, if you're in spiritual warfare, that if you have a certain thing that you do that works, I say keep on doing it, because you think it's going to work, it's going to work. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that, anything on the contrary. The universe speaks to each and every one of us and is bringing us along. And some of us are a little more stubborn than others. That must have been what my problem is and why it took so long. But we get moved along, and every single day I grow in my understanding, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, guys, I'm about to zip this up. And this one was on, it's right there. The paradigm shift, breaking spells, how we affect each other. And the tool I want to leave you guys with tonight is take some time, quiet time, some time to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Imagine a beautiful paradise. It could be you could be standing by a river. You can be on a white sand beach with clear turquoise water, looking at beautiful colored fish. It doesn't matter. Whatever paradise looks like to you, sit there and focus on it and continue to focus on it. And as you're focusing on it, and be patient with yourself, watch how everything will, in fruition. I'm sorry, guys. How in fruition things will actually transpire and change in your own life. It's a beautiful thing. Hey, please like, share, and subscribe. Get on to Google Hangouts here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and give me that thumbs up. Peace. I'll talk to you soon.